"Get in the car, gringo!" The Mexican police officer raised his baton threateningly, eyes glinting with menace. Shore leave isn't supposed to be like this, my father thought. Before their months-long tour began on a minesweeper off the coast of California, every crew member was granted a one-day furlough. Now, just moments after they arrived in Tijuana, this was happening. After getting off the boat, my father and his Navy buddies had ventured onto the lawless streets of Tijuana. In all the chaos, my father was separated from his buddies. So for a shakedown, a lone sailor was a much easier mark for the local police than a group of American sailors. He heard, as if in a dream, "I'm not going to say it again, get in the car." Rather than cower, he met the officer's stare, defiance burning in his hazel eyes. When instructed to enter the police cruiser, he partially complied. He sat on the bench seat while leaving his feet planted firmly outside, preventing them from shutting the door and whisking him away to parts unknown. The officer's cheeks flushed with rage at this simple act of literally dragging his feet. "I mean it, gringo. Get in the car or you'll regret it." He drew the baton back even higher, fully prepared to bring it crashing down on my father's skull. Time seemed to slow as Dad weighed his options. Submit to this abuse of power or fight his way out, never mind the consequences. In a split-second decision, he pulled his feet inside. They slammed the door shut, caging him in the tiny back seat. He knew he was in trouble. There were just a few more hours left on his shore leave. And if he wasn't back on the ship before then, he would be labelled AWOL. And that would be hard to explain. Not only that, but what sort of hole could he end up in down here south of the border? He could see a bribe was going to be necessary. The local police were notorious for these types of shakedowns. He had just a little bit of money in his wallet. The problem was, he still had visions of having a good time in Tijuana. That took money, American dollars. If he gave it all to the corrupt cops, he would have none left for his long-awaited night on the town. As the car drove forward, Dad saw his buddies up ahead on the street corner. He quickly said, "There's my buddies up there. They have my wallet. I have a $5 bill I can give you for your trouble." They both knew this was a shakedown, but rather than make that point, Dad tried to make it out that he was the problem and not the corrupt police there in Tijuana. Reaching the corner, they let him out. Quickly telling Hooli and his other buddies what was happening, he retrieved his wallet. At least he had backup now. Opening it up and using sleight of hand, he pulled one Lincoln out while sneakily leaving behind another 5 for use later on. The night was still young, after all. The cash was enough to grab the cops' attention immediately, and without bothering to check the wallet for more, he snatched it out of my dad's hand and jumped back in the cruiser and sped away.